Okay, guys, welcome in. We are gonna quickly get through. Let me just see here. Get some music going. I only have a little bit of time today. Make sure that's at 1. Because I have to be up super early tomorrow. I have work all day, and then we got the weekend off until Monday. So, well, I have Saturday and Sunday off. Um, so let's see here. To kind of show you, I already went and did this because this is a pain in the ass. Crypt Beer's Patch Hub. I don't think it's updated. 424. Yeah, this hasn't updated since August. Just grab the main file. This is what's gonna throw everybody. I can sit here and show you again. So, when you go to install it, you're going to have a couple options on. Your first page is basically going to be everything, and then where it says installer version, you could ignore this. All these are going to be checked. It's just going to be up to the current changelog. That's all that this is. You can ignore this stuff down here. I don't even know why it's here, but it's here. So everything in green is stuff I've already chosen. You have to match this up with your left side. And the disparity perk needs to be unticked. Right? When you're done with that, you're going to want to go on to your next pages. And you're only going to select the things that they have here. So it's going to be none. For Warmonger here at the bottom, we want the Loremonger edition. Right? On the next page, there's a few things to untick. The Beard Mask fix, because this gets taken care of later. Kalili's NPCs. So you start off with Konarik, untick Northbourne. You want RS Children. As you can see, it's matching over here. Skyrim Revamped. Untick the Ordinary Women. And both Zim's patches here. Okay. On the next page, it's basically going to be Weapons, Armor, Clothing, Clutter, and Complete Crafting patch. It's just like a simultaneous patch for all these things. Hey, Big Head, welcome. Just kind of going over some stuff that I did last night off stream. This is a pretty big page here. Again, you're just going to want to take your time. Everything in green is stuff that I've already chosen. Right? So you're just going to want to go and take them one at a time, match them up. Right? It's a long, long page. Right? Once you get to some of the other pages, you'll understand. This one here is another one you have to untick some. So like immersive creatures, it's going to say it's auto-ticked. You're going to untick that. You're going to untick Warmonger because we've already got a patch for that. Cloaks and capes, you're going to tick none. And then same here. This is for CCOR. Cloaks and capes, you're going to tick none. Hunterborn, these are actually flip-flopped, so this is with Cloaks of Skyrim for Winter is Coming. Hunterborn is nothing, it's not in the guide. Other patches, untick the Jace's swords and heavy armor. You just need the Jace's swords patch alone, so I'm going to untick that. Wayfarer's Coat is good. We are going to tick Improve Close Phase Helms, not with the beard, even though you have the Beard mask fix, you want the top one. Untick these. Okay. It's pretty self-explanatory how this works. Same here. It's another page of a lot of things. The only thing you may need to tick is in other. It's for some reason it's not going to tick this unofficial patch. So just make sure that yours matches up here. Again, take your time with these. There's no need to really rush this. And Lexy and company only have the stuff down that is relevant. There's a lot of other things in here that you're just going to tick none. These ones in the middle here. Hey, James. Today on the adventures of Magus in Mod Organizer 2, the narrator would like to apologize for just coming in. He hasn't had a chance to come up with something cool yet. All good, my friend. All good. Same thing here. Untick Lux Orbis for the patches for Atlas, because this gets handled later. Make sure nothing is ticked here and none is ticked here. Improve traps. You want the unofficial material fix. And trade and barter ordinator. That's it. And then at your own pace for other patches. This is the only thing here. None, 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 and nothing for the Creation Club for the choice is yours. And Thieves Guild requirements is the last one. There's nothing here. You're going to go ahead and hit install. I'm going to cancel because I've already got this. Then there are 2 plugins that need to be run through your quick clean. You could filter simply by coming down here and typing CC and then a little hyphen, no space, and it's going to be the Caco patch, Complete Alchemy patch. So you're going to run that one first, and then let's see here. Wow, did it just freeze up? No, maybe that's mine. So then the Sunhelm refill water containers. So these 2 mods just have some identical to master files. That's all it is. Pretty simple. Ancient Dwemer metal patch. So this is easier to find by version. And then, of course, there are some instructions for some of the mods. Now, as you can see, I've got everything installed here. And we're going to keep moving on. I'm just going to quickly sort of read you. The first thing you should read is this white note. Install all of these as separate mods. This is not a suggestion. This is the note. I know it says it's advised. Just trust me, install these all as separate mods. Way easier to do. First things first, even though it's got updated, you're going to want to make sure the versions are the same. So you're going to be looking at anniversary version, AEV3. So you're going to want this first main file. The second part is going to be the update file, final version 5. Basically this one, the second, and the third main file get downloaded. My patch is final version final, as you can see. There's the update final and the version final. These all get installed normally. Right? None of these have plugins. These are just mesh and texture patches. The actual update file is going to be the 2K. So it's going to say update final v7. And this is the one that's going to be the oddball. Normally this would get merged with anniversary, which is the first, but it is a separate mod. You could technically merge it. I don't recommend it. The guide says not to. Don't do it. And all the rest of them, you just look for their, because they're all going to say Ancient Dwemer Metal My Patches. So you're going to start with Ethereum Armor, right? Which is right here. It's going to say AAWC version 1. You'll grab Coin. Coin literally says Coin V11. And you're going to match up. That's the easiest way to do it. Install, right? So for Immersive Armors, you're going to pick the 2K. Immersive Armors, if I go to reinstall this, it's going to look like this. So you're going to want to make sure you're hitting the drop down, selecting the mod, and then make sure 2K is ticked. Right? Make sure it's not 4K. You don't want to hit manual, you just want to hit OK after this. And then it will install it normally. For the security overhauls, you're going to pick the 1K because that's what you picked when you installed both these mods. They're 1K textures. You're picking the 1K versions, and they look the same. So there's 1K, 2K, and 4K. You're going to choose the 1K. And again, make sure you hit the drop-down box. And the last one's the Forgotten City, which I believe you're just picking the 2K option. Which I did. Now, what you're going to wind up doing is you're going to grab all these textures, and it's going to be, you're going to run the removal tool on this anniversary, which is the first mod you install. You can actually do this at the end. You could do this right after you install it. But you're going to want to make sure there's a bunch of these. So, because these are folders. So basically what we're doing is we're going to the texture. These are all Creation Club folders. So if I look in the first one, it's going to be what? AFD SSC 001. That whole folder gets hidden. So you're going to, even though it opens up to Clutter and Quest, Actuator 01 is hidden. Right? Second one. Dungeons, Dwemer, Clutter. This one's hidden. 08 has armor and weapons. There's Wraithguard. There's Sunder. Right? 61. Armor. Dwemer plate. This whole thing gets hidden. And so on and so forth. So you get down to here. This has a bunch of stuff. So, and that's where all your files come from. You want to make sure that they're hidden and or deleted. Okay? I've already done the unofficial modders patch emporium. This one's not that bad. There's really just 3 files here when you download it. So, and I merged the Kako update. This is what I've been talking about. So, normally this would be a faux mod. However, since this patch gets merged into the main, so this is why I'm saying you can't go and try to reinstall it, because it's going to give you this. It's not going to give you the faux mod. You'd have to go to your downloads and mess with it. Like, so say here's the patch emporium, and this is showing what I chose, right? So this gets ticked by default, and then of course there's nothing here. There's nothing here. I think this is just like, yeah, untick Imperious. You can see that it's in like a yellowish orange to show that I did something with it. It's auto-ticked, but it's just reminding me to untick it. So there's really just these 3 files for this. And the big one that I was really saving everything for was Legacy of the Dragonborn. This is the patch collection. What's up, AK? Welcome in. 610.1. And it's, of course, on 610 too. Because why wouldn't it be? Let's check the Discord. That's a pain in the butt. How you guys doing tonight? Let's see here. Let's see here. Yeah, I want to do a search. Let's go Patch Hub. Ugh. We're going to try it this way. Let's open up the Discord. We'll try to use the Discord bot to see if I can get... So, where's the bot? Usually a load order bot. Nexus version. Paste the link in. See what it gives me. Wow, 610 is not there. I'm assuming this is a case where we can use 610 too. Let me just do another search. Because this got updated on January 4th. I just want to see if it's up above. There it is. Let's open that link. There it is, 610.1. Beautiful. That'll be a manual download. What? No. Introducing the Fallout Collection-a-thon. That sounds fucking stupid, and I don't give a shit. All right. So let's look at... We're going to grab these because Legacy's not that... Well, it's not that bad. Could be a little daunting, but I think we'll be okay. So let's go install this. See, it says 6.10.1. Actually, no, it already says it, so there's no need for me to do that. All right. You can already see one. Enhance light and effects for city overhauls. Untick that. Keep Drengen's Blue Palace. Go on to the next one here. We want everything here. So Ethereum, armors, yes. Amulets of Skyrim, yes. Artifacts of Boethia, yes. Bad Gremlins collection, yes. Cloaks of Skyrim, yes. Oblivion Artifacts pack, yes. That's not misspelled. Lexy's from England. That's how she spells it. It's not a typo. Royal Armory, yes. Skyrim Sewers, yes. Unique Treasures, yes. Tools of Kagranak, yes. Volkihar, Knight, Vampire Armor, and Zims. All good. Next page. We're going to switch the Volkihar Vampire. Select your sex. This is going to be male first. Then we want, for Armory add-ons, Dawnguard Arsenal. We want Heavy Armory. Immersive Armors, which is not ticked. Let me cancel that. Give me a second here. Yep. That's weird. I have nothing in my mod index suggesting otherwise. I don't know why that would be ticked. Let's check the Discord again. Type in Immersive Armors. Somebody mentioned this. This is going back to 2025. Let's try... Nope. There was definitely discussion here. Let's just type patch. This is, I think, no, this isn't mine. Let's go back to 1225. Let's see if somebody asked this question here. I'm going to just say Legacy of the Dragonborn. See if anything else pops up. No? Going back to 126. I always check these things. Going back to 118. 111. And then Lexy put this up on 1220. Okay. So let's see if we can solve where this is. Load order guidance. Somebody posted about this. Yeah, immersive armors should absolutely show up. There's immersive armors. Well, we hid We hid the armor compilation because we've got the tweaks here. Well, it's supposed to show up. Let's try doing a search for immersive armors. Let's go to guide discussion. Yeah, I remember somebody like a week ago was talking about this. No, it's going back to 2025. Well, let's just... Yeah, because I don't have the actual patch for it. They have us hide that. If you look here... Immersive armors refitted. Maybe I missed something. Refitted and reinforced? Could be. What's this, 1271? It's very possible. So there's the retexture and mesh fix. Let's see if immersive armors... Yeah, look at that. I missed it. Okay. Okay. Does it have... Well, I can't check that. Let's check out the FOMOD. Great example of... You can easily miss things. What are we getting here? Armor and clothing extension. Complete crafting. Open world loot. Legacy of the Dragonborn add-on. And a spell perk. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These 5. And this goes after the mesh fixes. Let's install. What did it give me? There it is. So that should be fine. So let's place this where it needs to go. This needs to go after the retexture, so it's going to be 1271. So I can right-click, send to priority. 1271. If you need it to be specific, there you go. Cool. Okay. Okay, legacy. Right here. We'll do this again. So we're going to untick ELFX. These are all the same. We want male. We want... See how it's ticked now? Now we're good. What's up, General? Welcome in. Alright, Falscar. This is for quest displays. For Falscar, Forgotten City, Grey Cowl, Helgen Reborn, Konarix. We've got Moonpath, we've got Moon and Star, Teldrin Sirius, and Worm's Tooth. Overhauls. Don't select anything. You can't, but don't. And then for additional patches, this is A through M. They letter this because there's so many of them. Complete Alchemy. That's a typo. ALCEMY. Alchemy, I guess technically. Complete Crafting. Then we want Depths of Skyrim. Immersive Sounds. JK's, Arcadia's, Bannered Mare, and Bellathor. We have the JK's Drunken Huntsman and Word Maidens. Then Keep It Clean, Missives, and Mystic Condenser. Yep. That's where our Mystic Condenser legacy patch is coming from. And then this is patches N through Z. We have Obscure's College, Quaint Raven Rock, RS Children, Serenity's Silent Moons Camp Overhaul, Skyrim Revamped, and then Sky Test Redux, Thieves Guild Requirements, Trade and Barter, and Weapons, Armor, Clothing, and Clutter Fixes. Beautiful. For the manually selected patches, you want Cloaks of Skyrim, Dwemer, no you don't. You want Ruins Clutter, the Particle Patch, and SMIM will already be ticked, but you need to tick the other ones. For some reason, SMIM is always recognized here. And then the choice is yours. And I believe this is in a BSA. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab these. I'm going to copy this. We're not extracting it. So let's install. Select no. Right? And then you're going to get all of your legacy patches, which are basically DBM. They start with that. Dragonborn Museum. We're going to use our removal tool. So there's your patches. Paste everything in, including this IA patch, meshes DLC2, that whole folder, and these two meshes. Remove them all. Close. Let's see what our log says. Yep, all these things. Okay, that looks right. Now, Worm's Tooth patch has identical to Master's, so just like everything else. They should be near the bottom, since we haven't actually sorted our plugins, so it's going to be DBM Worm's Tooth patch right here. Run that through your quick clean. It'll delete your ITMs. And we can move on to the Creation Club Patch Hub 6012. And there's several files here. So you're going to grab the main file. And we're going to grab 2 MISC. You want the Rare Curios. What's that? Artifacts. Tournaments of the 10 Blood Consistency version 5. Which is right here. And then you're going to grab the Rare Curios Tools of Kagranak, also version 5. These two that I already have downloaded. So for the main patch hub, Hall of Wonder is already ticked. For Hall of Wonder add-ons, nothing here. Don't tick anything. We want, for our actual patches, Fishing, Rare Curios, Saints and Seducers, that's it. For add-on patches, you want Fishing and Rare Curios. You want Rare Curios and the Rare Curios Bolts expanded. Saints and Seducers plus the extended cut Saints and Seducers. And Saints and Seducers Rare Curios, those 4. Fishing and Heavy Armory. Fishing and Tools of Kagranak. Now, Nordic Jewelry and Nordic Jewelry Reforged is a manual. You can tick this, but don't. It's not part of the guide. And install. And do not extract the BSA. Yep. Not sure what that's for, but... So we have a couple extra DBM files. I'm just going to throw these up here. This is going to be the... Okay. So there is our Rare Curios Artifacts Tournament of the 10 Bloods. Hybrid. Raiders, what's up? Get raided, son. Ha! Welcome in. You forgot your raid message. That's it. Hybrid, leave. Start your stream over. Re-raid me. Do it again. No, I'm kidding. What's going on, guys? Welcome in. What's up, Double A? Well met. Are you guys hanging tonight? We are on sort of the bottom half of page 10, or part 10, before we start the merge. So you have the merge, the finishing line. Once you're done with the finishing line, that's it. MCM setup is when you're in game. So we're nearing the end. But I don't have a lot of time tonight. So what are we going on to? The legacy tweaks and options. Forget the raid message. You're killing me, Smalls. Technically, my stream is still going on. Jeez. Well, hey. Wood textures. Oh, these are all optional files. Okay. Legacy wood textures version 1. This is something we've been using for a while now. It's the very bottom of... I'm just going to leave it like that. Because I know what they are. Then we've got the Dragon Mail Curious Enhance. You want the 2K. This should be Mesh and Textures. There's only 2 files, 2 or 4K. Pick the 2K. Right. Wait, there is no... Yeah, Mesh and Textures. There we go. By the Dwarven Lord. I like it. Are you Dwarven born? The Argonian wearing a Dwarven mail up in the tower in the Reach. Reachwind Ire, or Eerie, however you say that. He's from Interesting NPCs. I forget the guy's name. He's just got some really fucked up dialogue. Alright, the Legacy Interesting NPCs patch, version 1.4.0. This is another Gutma. Look at that. The patch between these two mods is 254 megabytes. That's insane. That may actually get my my number down. Nope. What do we have? What do we have here? We are missing masters, and of course there's stuff in the overwrite, which right now we need this. We need the any tweaks, the edit backups. We'll figure that out. The Legacy Followers patch 4012. This is the Follower Rooms patch. This should be the main file here. Yep. 4012. Hit download. And then just, there's only 2 here. This used to be more expansive, but they sort of did away with a lot of things based on who was doing what. So Khajiit will follow is Rooms A, or Room A. And then for the Guild House, you just make sure you have Ori, Inigo, Remiel, and Zelzaz, and that's it. You can install that. So you started modding your Skyrim today, General. How's it going? Yeah, that damn tower in the Reach can be crazy. You've got Dwarvenborn, a major Dwemer Spectre from the Dwemer Spectres mods, and a Creation Club thing all at the same time. Yeah. And hopefully you have patches. Rigmore just yelled at Blackwell. Their shit's broken. Kissing animation is borked. Oh, you're playing Rigmore. Which Rigmore mod? Rigmore of Cyrodiil. I should have scrolled up on my phone. There we go. It's been a while since I've played the Rigmore mods. In fact, I don't really remember anything about them. It's another Gutma version 1.1. This is the Ebony Warrior overhaul. For Rin's, although I'm going to change the name because I believe we're not using Rin's Vigil. We're using a separate little camp for the Ebony Warrior. He's still a tank now, but he doesn't have that stupid castle that just breaks your followers' pathing and breaks your summons pathing and will break the Ebony Warrior from actually fighting you. Let's see. It's broken with Pandora. Still works with Finis. But Pandora is boned. Well, yeah, Rigmore's an old mod. Let's see here. Hold on. Rigmore of Bruma, Rigmore of Cyrodiil. Are there any other? I thought there was 3. Nah. Yeah, 2020. It has. They haven't been. Yeah, 2021 for Rigmore of Cyrodiil. Pandora's like last year. It really got traction. Even Nemesis is like. It hasn't been updated since 2021. Yeah, these are old mods. Maybe it's something. Yeah, Rigmore of Tamriel. To be fair, I'm not really a fan of the Rigmore mods. Like, I've played. Was it Rigmore of Bruma? The first one? I remember playing the first one and I thought like halfway through the storyline it just really was lackluster. But I don't know. It's like how I like Project AHO and somebody else might think that it's nuts. And I still have like flashbacks to Carved Brink, but other people like swear by it, and I think it's like a garbage mod. Never got it working with Nemesis. Alright. Alright, what are we doing? Player Homes Display. Version 1.1. Alright, that's the main file here. In Curator's Companion 708 should be the main file, yes. And this is a big mod here. This has some stuff. But this might actually give us the last little bits that we need here. Alright, Curator's Companion. What do we got? Alright, make sure you untick, what is it, Relic Hunter? Guildmaster start. So you want the Ethereum armor. These usually recognize themselves. So Ethereum, we have Amulets of Skyrim, we have Artifacts, we have Bad Gremlins, Cloaks of Skyrim, Oblivion Pack, Player Homes, untick Relic Hunter, then we want Royal Armory, Sewers, Unique Treasures, Rin Snazzy Last Vigil. Because that's where the Warrior overhaul comes from. It's not actually the Vigil. Tools of Kagernak and Volkahar Knight. Then we've got Ori, Inigo, Khajiit will follow, Remiel, and Zelzaz. In Soaps, there's nothing for that. And then for the Armory add-ons, you want Dawnguard Arsenal, Heavy, and Immersive. Jace's Swords is the craft-only version, and Zimzum Artifacts. I don't know why it says complete, but that's what it says. Then looks like everything here for the quest add-ons. Falskar, Helgen Reborn, interesting NPCs, Kona Reeks, Moon and Star, Moonpath, Teldrin Sirius, Forgotten City, Grey Cowl, and Worm's Tooth. There are no Sky Shards in this, although that would be fun to have. For the base, Hall of Wonders. Make sure that's ticked. Then for the misc patches, Fishing, Rare Curios, Saints and Seducers, and then the extended cut Saints and Seducers. Default wood texture. And what's our last page? That's it. I think this has a BSA as well, so you're going to select no for this. And let's see if this is our last little bit. That 2 should go to a 1. Nope. That's a lot. Look at all these patches. Crazy, isn't it? Alright. And then the unofficial Legacy add-on display patches, version 207. Main file here. It's a big file too. Gonna go for a walk. Enjoy. Yeah, AHO is pretty good. Carved Brink is the one that's nuts, and I don't think it was really finished. It's just some messed up shit in that quest spot. It was alright to play through, but yeah, there's much better stuff than that. It took a lot of work for sure, but so I've been using Relic Hunter off and on for years. The Guildmaster start Relic Hunter? Because that's what that patch was for. Unless you meant something else, James. Oh, I've used the Guildmaster start once. I never had any issues with it. Alright. So these are ticked by default. Safe House and unofficial patches you can't do anything with. Your Choice Matters and none for the Brotherhood of Old, although this was a fun add-on. Your Choice Matters, Dark Brotherhood is much better though. And then Safe House Rooms chart. Alright, Serana, room B2. Teldrin Sero is room B3. And for the Curator's Companion patches, Your Choice Matters, Dark Brotherhood, Serana Follower Room, Teldrin Follower Room. And you can install that. I'm just looking to see which one knocks the plugin. To not having a missing master. Obviously not that one. Okay. Exterior and interior patch collection. So this is Drengen's. These are extensive. All of these are patch collections, by the way. They can be daunting. This page 10 here. So version 1.3, main file. Of course, it's version 1.4. There's version 1.3. You want to stay with the version. This looks like it's got a bunch of shit too, so. However, not much in the way of the foam mod. You want the Blue Palace Terrace only. And on the next page, okay, got some more stuff here. Oh, looks like they're going to give us just what we have. For misc patches, you're going to untick Mystic Condenser and Weapons, Armor, Clothing, Clutter. We want interesting NPCs, Amulets of Skyrim, Armor and Clothing Extension, Bad Gremlins Collectibles, CACO, Immersive Citizens, and Unique Treasures. Dark Knight, select nothing. Legacy of the Dragonborn, and Lux Orbis for Legacy. And Royal Armory Replacer, untick this and install. Alright, Drengens, you're giving me another one. Mod Organizer will display the Mystic Master flag for Blue Palace Terrace, Legacy of the Dragonborn, Lux Orbis patch. We need to use Rybash to change the master to Blue Palace Terrace Renewed patch. All right, so step 1, launch Rybash. Bam. Then we're going to need to locate this particular patch. It should be near the bottom with a red check. So what I like to do is bring this over. And can we expand? There it is. So Blue Palace Terrace, Legacy of the Dragonborn, Lux Orbis patch. So in the Masters section, in the so it's going to be right here. Right click. Right click and allow editing. Forget where this was. Oh, let me shut it down. We'll rerun it again, and I'm gonna untick the archive. As you can see, with all those extra plugins getting thrown in with archive parsing, see what that does? It's ridiculous. So let me just uncheck that. Runs much smoother. Okay. So again, there's the mod. Oh, you have to click on it, that's why. Alright. So in the master section, right click and allow editing. Hit OK. So locate Lux Orbis. Do not search the folder. Let's do this. Still in the master section. Right click on Lux Orbis, Blue Palace Terrace. Change to the pop-up. In the pop-up, locate Lux Orbis, do not search. Okay. So it's going to be these plugins. So there's Lux Orbis stuff. So it's Lux Orbis dash Blue Palace Terrace Renewed patch. Click open. Blue Palace Terrace Legacy should now turn bold, which it did. Checkbox should be green or yellow. Well, it's not. You can now exit Rybash. Delete the bash patch. Let's hit save. They should probably... Oh yeah, it says click save at the bottom of the master section. Alright, I was ahead of myself. Alright, there we go. That should fix that. So now we go back to Dring and there's no issue with that. We can delete bash patch 0ESP. In the right pane of MO2, go to the Plugins tab, right-click and select Enable All. You can also do this if you're ever unsure. Switch from priority to your mod index because it disabled a bunch of things. So we're going to right click, enable all. Yes. So they should stay in their proper spot. Okay. Drangen's Blue Palace Terrace Renewed patch. This is the optional version 22B. Yo. Brave Mustaine. Love the name. Raiders, welcome in. Playing Stellar Blade. I know nothing of this game. We're sitting here chilling. I'm basically doing an install of Lexy's current version of her Skyrim Legacy of the Dragonborn guide. And these live installs are being archived on my YouTube channel of the same name for people in the future if they need installation help. They can watch it, etc., etc. But welcome in. So we're just chilling with this for a little bit. I've got music going in the background. We've been doing this for the last couple days. Normally it takes me like 15, 16 hours to do a full Lexy install. Obviously, if I'm streaming, I can't do it that quickly. All right. So Blue Palace Terrace, we want... This is the renewed patches. So I'll name it like that. Let's look to see what we got. For Grand Solitude, nothing. ELFX, just the normal mode. Majestic and Skyrim Sewers is the only thing. So everything here looks fine. Bam. Next mod. GG's Thieves Guild Headquarters Collection, version 1.9. Main file. And again, these are all like pretty extensive foam mods. Some of them you can get away with having them already ticked. We're not using distinct or opulent, so tick none. Enhanced lights and effects, of course, we want ELFX. No enhancer. None and none for the next two files. And then for the miscellaneous patches, you want everything except for your Mystic Condenser. That does not get handled. So Daedric Shrines of Nocturnal, Faction Crossbows, Legacy. You're going to make sure that's unticked. Then you want the Oblivion Artifact Pack, Rift and Docks, Snazzy Furniture, the unofficial patch, Weapons, Armor, Clothing, and Clutter, and you are good to go. Of course, GG's is going to be right there. Then the JK Interior Patch Collection, another daunting one. Version 5.28.1. 5.29.1. There it is. Right in the old files there. You got to stay version specific, so. It's got a big old readme at the beginning that you need to tick in order to even do anything with this shit. There we go. I've read and understand. Okay. You want to remove duplicate unique items? Of course we do. We have Ragnarok? Yes. Solitude Temple Frescoes version. We are not running a Frescoes version, so there we go. And then everyone after this is going to be the individual interior. I believe it goes, start with JK's cities, and then it goes to the interior patch mods, or interior mods alphabetically. So let's see. We're going to pick all the ones that we have. Basically, Silverblood Inn, we do not have it. Since there's nothing here, we're actually going to go through this one by one. So, Angeline's Aromatics, Arcadia's, we have Arnleaf, the Bannered Mare, the Bee and Barb, Bellathor's, Bits and Pieces, Candlehearth, Drunken Huntsman, Elgrim's Elixirs, Helga's Bunkhouse, The Hag's Cure, New Nissa's Corner Club. We've got Pond Prawn, Radiant Raiment, Ragged Flagon, Sadri's Used Wares, untick JK Silverblood Inn. It shouldn't be ticked, but if it is, make sure it's not checked. Temple of Dibella, Temple of the Divines, Temple of Kinnereth, Temple of Mara, Temple of Talos. We've got Word Maidens, the White Phial, and the Winking Skeever. Their next page is our next section. Small town interiors, there's nothing. Misk, nothing. Palaces, Mistvale and Palace of Kings. They go to the next page, we go to the next page. And it starts with Angelines, so we've got Snazzy and the Unofficial Patch, nothing for ELFX because that's handled elsewhere. For Arcadias, we've got Snazzy and Unofficial Patch, there's nothing else selected. Arnleafs, we've got Legacy and Unique Treasures. Optional is Ragnarok, nothing else. For Bannered Mare, Immersive Citizens, Keep It Clean, and Snazzy. And for optional, we want the Immersion Patch. For Bee and Barb, interesting NPCs, Embers. We've got Helgen Reborn, Keep It Clean, and Snazzy Furniture. And Elgrim's Elixir for the Nav Mesh patch. For Bellathor's IC and Snazzy. Ragnarok for optional, nothing else. For Bits and Pieces, Legacy the Dragonborn and USSEP, Ragnarok for optional. For Candlehearth, we have Embers, we have Helgen Reborn, we have Immersive Citizens, and Keep It Clean. For 3D NPCs and Snazzy, the obvious patch for both. None for ELFX and Ragnarok for optional. For Drunken Huntsman, we have Immersive Citizens, Snazzy, and USSEP. Nothing else. For Elgrims, we've got Embers and Snazzy. For Navmesh patch, just the Bee and Barb, and Ragnarok for optional. For Helgas, we have Interesting NPCs, Keep It Clean, Serana Dialogue, and Snazzy. For optional, we have Ragnarok, and for Solitude, Frescoes, none. That's always going to be none because we're not using it. For the Hag's Cure, Embers, Unique Treasures, and Snazzy. That's it. For Mistveil, we have Interesting NPCs, Bad Gremlins, Embers XD. Mystic Condenser needs to be unchecked. Snazzy Furniture is ticked, and nothing else. New Nissus, we have Interesting NPCs, Immersive Citizens, Keep It Clean, Snazzy. None for Alt Start. Optional is Ragnarok, and that is it. Wow, this is a big one. Palace of the Kings. Bad Gremlins Collection. Cloaks of Skyrim, Faction Crossbows. We have Embers XD, we've got Immersive Citizens, we've got Skyrim Sewers, Unique Treasures, Snazzy Furniture, and Unofficial Patch. None for the Creation Club, none for ELFX, none for Guards Armor, none for Sons of Skyrim. Pull this up. For the Pond Prawn, Embers and Legacy, Ragnarok for optional. Those are the only ones. For Radiant Raiment, Interesting NPCs, Cloaks of Skyrim and Snazzy. The Immersion Patch for optional. And for the Ragged Flagon, we've got Unique Treasures and USSEP. For ELFX and Embers, it's ELFX and Embers XD. None and none. For Sadri's, we've got Interesting NPCs, Armor and Clothing Extension, Legacy, and Unique Treasures. The optional file for Ragnarok is ticked, and Snazzy Furniture Clutter overhaul for SFCO. Still have a bunch of pages here. Temple of Dibella. We've got Ace. We've got Oblivion Artifacts. We've got Unique Treasures. None for AI Overhaul. None for ELFX. None for Frescoes. For the Temple of Divines, interesting NPCs. Legacy of the Dragonborn. We've got the Oblivion Artifact Pack. Skyrim Sewers. Unique Treasures. Snazzy and USSEP. Then we've got Immersive Citizens SFCO version for IC, and then Ragnarok for the optional file. Temple of Kinnereth. What's up, Mage Merlin? Welcome in. How goes it? We've got interesting NPCs. We've got bad gremlins. We've got IC. We've got Konarix. We've got Oblivion Artifacts. We've got Unique Treasures. And nothing for the remaining two. For the Temple of Mara, interesting NPCs, Oblivion Artifacts, Unique Treasures, Snazzy, Thieves Guild requirements. We've got the Ragnarok optional. It says requires manual, but this is automatically ticked for some reason. Nothing for Frescoes. For Temple of Talos, interesting NPCs. We've got Armor and Clothing Extension, Cloaks of Skyrim, Immersive Citizens. Lazy Evening. Yeah, me too. For a little bit. I don't have as much time today as I did the last couple days. But that's okay. I have an early day tomorrow, so we might go till like 9-ish. I don't know. We'll see how far we go. Let me see. Oblivion Artifacts, Snazzy, and... Okay, nothing for Temple of Talos. What else is left here? War Maidens, just Immersive Citizens. And then for the white file, we have Embers XD, Snazzy and Zims, Ragnarok for optional, and the Winking Skeever. I believe this is our last page. For Mist patches, we have Khajiit Will Follow, Unique Treasures, Snazzy Furniture, Thieves Guild requirements, USSCP, and Zelzaz. For the Creation Club, we have Fishing, the SFCO version. Nothing for ELFX. Keep It Clean is Keep It Clean, non-Lux version. Immersive Citizens is Immersive Citizens SFCO. Interesting NPCs. 3D NPCs SFCO. None for SPO. Nav Mesh patches. You want Skyrim Sewers only. And optional files, just the immersion patch. You are done with this one. This was daunting. Look how many patches. We're at 1289. Watch this. 1414. Can you believe it? Look at all this. We've seen this before. Oh, those patches. Crazy. They're gonna get, a lot of that stuff's gonna get merged. All right, what do we got? We got some SSE edit cleaning 2 mods. So, real simple. You can only do one at a time. I suggest you using the filter for this. So this is JK's, Hags, Cure, Embers XD patch is the top one here. Just run it. We're going to do the exact same thing as soon as this is done. The JK's Ragged Flagon Unique Treasures patch. Yeah, 1 ITM for this one, 3 ITMs for the other one. So as soon as that's done, see, that's even slow without the archive parsing on. Pain in the ass. Right in the middle. The soot patch. I should probably plug my phone in here, yeah? Three ITMs. That's it. And we've got the Guild House patch. This one's a little less. Version 1.28. 128. Same thing with this. It's got a little... I've read. Let's pull it over here. Alright, first page. We've only got 3, so it's Castle Dower, High Hrothgar, and Skyhaven Temple. So Castle Dower will be first. You want interesting NPCs, Cloaks of Skyrim, ELFX, Faction Crossbows, Legacy of the Dragonborn. Mystic Condenser gets unticked. There is no undeath, so you're going to choose none. And Second Great War and SFCO, we're going to choose SFCO. For High Hrothgar, this is straightforward. You got Amulets of Skyrim, Cloaks of Skyrim, Embers XD, Enhanced Light and Effects needs to be ticked. So it does not get recognized, so you need to tick it. Then we got Legacy of the Dragonborn and Snazzy. If you're using ELFX Shadows, please look for the patch on ELFX Shadows. Official patch hub, this one might not work properly. Combo patch should eliminate flickering. We're going by the guide. The guide says to tick this. That's what we're doing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then for Skyhaven Temple, which is our last one, we've got interesting NPCs, Amulets of Skyrim, Bad Gremlins Collectibles, Happy Trees, Heavy Armory, Immersive Armors, Legacy of the Dragonborn, Snazzy, Unique Treasures, and USSEP. Enhanced Lights and Effects needs to be ticked here. More Loot Miscellanea, which it's on. Training Dummies XP patches, we want none. And the Landscape Grass patch is not ticked. After that, you can install it. Goes to 1438, huh? That's crazy. And now we got some of the Outskirts stuff. So this is the Solitude Outskirts Collection 1.11. Not here. It's archived. Cool. Let's go to her. I like to go into the FAQ. I grab it from here all the time. Remember, it's April 19th. It's also in the main. So we're going to highlight your file ID here. I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to go Control F. There it is. That's the Grand Solitude patch. Hold on a second. Solitude Outskirts patch collection. Well, it's got to be here in old files. Did I just skip over it? No. Oh, I did. Okay. Right there. I'm like, oh, it's gone. No, it's not. Alright, so it's in old files. Not too bad. This is another one with the little I've read things. So yeah, this is probably one of the more like this is worse than the merges. The merge is actually way better to do. What's up, Wizard? Welcome in. And depending on how many of these patch hubs I fucking finish tonight, because I'm not doing the merge stuff tonight. We may switch over to Tainted Grail and play that for a little. I haven't played that in like 9 days. I think January 20th was the last time I played it, and then I took a couple of days off. I wasn't really doing anything, and then started with this for Lexy. So, all right. So this is a Solitude patch collection. So none for Dawn and JKs because we're not running it. Then under miscellaneous, you want interesting NPCs, Atlas map markers, CFTO, CC fishing, immersive citizens, landscape fixes for grass mods, Legacy of the Dragonborn, Lux Orbis, and Lux Via. We've got immersive creatures, snazzy diverse carriages, Solitude docks updated, SMIM, the unofficial patch, and then for the mesh replacers required, we're going to pick blended roads, nothing in red bags. Then for the consistency add-ons, SMIM chains for cranes and Solitude docks SFCO. Nothing here, nothing in Grand Solitude. Both of these for immersive citizens. Nothing for the Red Wave Corsairs. Solitude docks updated. Lux Orbis and Lux Via. And none for the Watchtower. And we can install this. Select no. We're not unpacking any BSAs. It's another boatload of